it's been a while, but we're now officially back, and what's even better is we're now officially mobile again. This is Gray Fox 37.
And Pikachu 23.
And we're now coming to you live from my brand new laptop that is stable on Wi-Fi and not causing blue screens of death so far. So basically, we did it for a little while on my desktop for a bit. I was able to get the resolution up, so I should be able to read all of this properly here. But yeah, I've got an 7th generation Kaby Lake now, an i7 7820K. It's a 2.9 gigahertz from Gigabyte. It's their Aeolus series, which has 16 gigs of RAM, and it has a GTX 1070 mobile GPU. This is the first laptop I've ever had that doesn't have an optic drive, but I'd still have my backup DVD burner, which I think is like a 52-speed CD-ROM with like a 16-speed or 24-speed DVD burner. I don't remember, but you know, just in case I want to watch a DVD. I know I'm so old school, but yeah, no Blu-ray or anything like that. But yeah, it's crazy. I tested Wildlands on it, and it was pretty awesome to see it. And this even has like an Ultra HD monitor, but I heard it's kind of like a low quality one. The keyboard like glows like rainbow colors too, which is pretty cool. The sucker gets hot, as the rumors have said. It gets pretty hot under load, but I have a cooling pad, so you know we're cool there. So I'll be giving my old laptop over to Ardith, and we'll be able to play Diablo 2 because the Diablo 2 bugs bitten me even long before Diablo 2 Resurrected got mentioned. So, and I might eventually run kind of like a cheat guide to Diablo 2 because I use the hero editor, and I kind of have a because I've beaten the game so many times on regular stuff that I have a kind of a special way if you want to kind of test out like special items that you don't want to hunt for a lot. I can basically kind of show how to run through certain things, and then we'll just kind of bullshit our way through you know, quests and stuff like that. So
Diablo 2 is such an awesome game.
oh yeah, we finally beat it, and Pikachu finally got to see the ending, so it was great to see
it was
that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I shall consider it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Resurrected is going to come with Lord of Destruction, which is good. You know, then I basically will just, you know, the new touch just looks nice. They even have a calculation system in it so that way you don't have to do like the math like you would have to separately when you're trying to do like Magic Find or something. So, or as the true Diablo 2 devoted say, MF. But anyway, we're going to go through issue 9 of Nintendo Power. This is going to round out 1989. And the issue that we currently have is Tetris. Get Tetrisized! So in this issue, we're going to finally take a quick look at some Game Boy games, which is going to be great. So we're starting to move on up. The bonus, now, if you notice on the right side, don't get too excited. The bonus Dragon Warrior 36-page strategy guide is separate from this, so unfortunately the retro site didn't have this, so I'm a little ticked off about that.
I had a joke for that. So the Dragon Warrior thing is supposed to be in here, and it's gone.
And it's gone. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you, thank you, Pikachu. Yeah, Strangler. Yeah.
Yes.
So you know this game. My parents loved it. I mean, they love Dr. Mario more, but this did take the world by storm. You know, those fucking Reds. But anyway, this is also going to have RoboCop, Willow, and Ironsword. So basically, RoboCop was a crappy game. Willow's a pretty decent game, and Ironsword's a pretty decent game. So we'll see some cool artwork of that. Now, before we begin, I'm going to do a special shout out to a really awesome grandma. Hopefully, she finds this video eventually. But I spoke to a client today, and basically, I won't say her name, but if her or her grandson find this video, then I'd just like to say welcome aboard. And you know, I said ahead of time, don't watch the political vids because we talk a lot of trash. But you know, we got a lot of video game playthroughs, and she was fascinated with Sis's blind playthroughs. Like when I told her about it, she's getting her grandson a Nintendo DS Lite, and I pointed her in the direction to Castlevania games and whatnot, and she got even excited at that. So if you're watching this, if you happen to find this video and are watching it, welcome aboard. Hope you love the channel. Excuse me. So let's get things started here. So give the gift of power. So basically, you know, the holiday seasons are up. You got the Nintendo Power back issue stuffed in the stockings there. So that's really, really cool there. So rock on to that. And makes a perfect holiday for friends, cousins, even little brothers and sisters interested in higher scores. God, that's just such a great way to pitch it. It costs less than a CD. And yeah, CDs back then cost an arm and a leg. So yeah, if you want to, you better go fill out that coupon there, basically, guys, if you want to get some more Nintendo Power. All right, table of contents. So we're going to take a first look at Willow, and then Tetris after that. Super Off-Road. I'm not really interested in racing games, so forget that.
Yeah,
Ironsword.
I'm awful at those.
I do like the Need for Speeds, though. Those are pretty fun.
They had a Kirby racing game called Kirby Air Ride that I used to play. It was really fun, and it was cool because they had this arrow that would show you where to go if you went backwards, and it also made this annoying noise. So I'm like, oh, I can actually play this and not get too annoyed.
Ironsword, which is the sequel to Wizards and Warriors, and it's a decent sequel. I'll just leave it at that. RoboCop, which sucks. NES Play Action Football, Tecmo Bowl, and Super Bowl are way better. Then we got Nintendo Game Endings Revealed. Take a look at exciting endings of 10 of our favorite classic games. It's awesome!
Yeah, RoboCop, go watch the movies.
Oh yeah, especially 2.
Don't play this game.
2's my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Then we're going to take a look at the Power Glove for the first time because it's so bad.
Ooh.
Then we got some new games coming up like Jeopardy Jr., Wheel of Fortune Jr., Three Stooges. Three Stooges was a really funny game because you'd be going around looking for work, and then you'd do like some stuff from the classic TV shows like the soup eating contest, the pie throwing, things like that. Then you got, we're going to take a look at Super Mario Land, which is the first Mario game on Game Boy, which mirrored Super Mario Brothers 1 fairly well. And then when Mario Land 2's 6 Golden Coins came out, that mirrored Mario 3 and Super Mario World a bit more. So, still a hit, though. You get to see kind of like the graphics of the Game Boy. The art style kind of pushed a bit more in it, which is pretty nice, if you can even call it that on a 4-bit green screen. You got your usual Players Pulse, Top 30, Archivers, Journal, another Howard Nestor comic, Counselor Corner, Classified Info. Then we're going to take a look at Shadowgate. Shadowgate is one of the very first of 3 Amiga/Macintosh ported games that were point-and-click adventure games, and Shadowgate was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of these point-and-click games that Kemco Sekai, or Seka, I can't remember how to pronounce it, we'll get to it though, that they sponsored for Nintendo were really good. I mean, I'll admit that. Deja Vu was my favorite. So, that the first one. The second one was alright because you actually do go to Vegas and that you can play blackjack. But I liked the first one a lot more because it originally wanted me to become a detective. But when the Mega Man 3 issue comes out, I'll do like a whole spiel about that.
Ooh, and we should play some of the music from the games that we like.
From the Deja Vu? Oh, wait.
For Mega Man.
Oh, for Mega Man?
The Mega Man, like Robot Master songs and stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, I think that's going to be coming out in I want to say it's going to come out in early '91. I think I know it's like Volume 18, or is it Volume 18 or 20? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It's one of those. I think it's probably 18. But yeah, that's what the Mega Man 3 issue. Also, I want to make a correction on a previous video. On our previous Nintendo video, when we were talking about Zelda 2, and basically when you were going to find that mirror in Zelda 2 in Saria Town, it's not the fairy spell you get, it's the life spell. So I wanted to, I just remembered that off the top of my head, and I want to correct that. So in my previous video, on the issue 8, if you hear me talking about the life spell that you get before you go to Death Mountain, or fairy spell, I mean, it's not the fairy spell, it's the life spell. So I just wanted to do that quick correct there, because it, like, after I did the video, I'm like, son of a bitch. So, now, Boy and His Blob, that's the jelly bean feeding one. Silent Service, which is the submarine. That is an ambitious game, and that actually was on the computer, too. So, they did port over, like, a couple PC games onto the Nintendo. King's Quest V, which is my favorite King's Quest game, was one of them, but sadly, you don't get the voice in it, because it's Nintendo. Well, it's Nintendo, it's 8-bit. Plus, it's, like, really difficult to move the pointer around, and so you have to read like a wall of text. I mean, reading's fine, because like if I play like Betrayal at Krondor, for example, you got to read a lot in that. And they were working. There was a guy who originally made Krondor who was going to be doing a reboot of it. I haven't seen activity on it in like 5 freaking years, sadly. But he put in like the old cutouts of the characters, but then it had like really beautiful, like 3D and stuff like that. It just looked amazing. But I guess you just kind of get just so. How should I put this? You just get really unable to continue things. I mean, I'll tell you, Betrayal at Krondor and the first Diablo are great abandonware RPGs, so if you ever have an opportunity to come across them, don't pay for them. Steam sells like Krondor for like $2.99, but you can download it for free. You can like download it for free in like tons of places and stuff. Now, I would recommend the Betrayal at Krondor help web, but they took that entire site down. It's archived. That's where I got mine from. I'm still looking for a box copy at Bookman's, so if that ever comes about, I'm going to get that for nostalgic purposes. I do have a box copy of System Shock 2. I do have a box copy of X-Wing Alliance, and I still have the cases for Thief 1 and 2, which were awesome open cases with amazing artwork. But I digress. 720 Degrees, which is a skating game. Guardian Legend, and then that's a bunch of Alien stuff. And then we're going to get a look at like a couple of games there, like POW, Prisoner of War. That's a cool game. And then Back to the Future. Fuck that game. Packwatch, Super Mario 3 is hot on the heels and around, so we're about, I want to say, roughly 2 issues away from Super Mario 3. There is going to be a strategy guide issue of that I used to own, and then there's also a future strategy guide issue of Ninja Gaiden 2, which I do own thanks to Ardith for my birthday last year got me that copy, so that was sick there. 8 Eyes, which I thought was 3x3 eyes like that anime. Arbox Rescue. Oh yeah. What was it, like Last Starfighter, like that movie? The Last Starfighter is dead. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. The California Raisins game when the California Raisins were red hot, of course. Like their claymation Christmas was great. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Sorry for my crappy singing, but I wasn't trying there. It just was sounding like that.
Be a joke.
Captain Skyhawk, yeah, the Rescue the Embassy mission, I think they're going to show, and that was a really ambitious game for the Nintendo. I think that kind of pushed things into like future FPS, and we'll kind of go over that. So this is an exciting issue. Not a whole lot of games I'm looking forward to, minus Shadowgate, and reviewing a few things, but yeah. So here's the players' pulse with the video spotlight. So we got like this old fart in the lower left corner. We got this dude in the lower right corner. Greg the Absorber Saluzzi. Wow, that's a great name, the Absorber.
Yeah, that doesn't sound creepy.
He sounds like a sponge. DeShell Stone, Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, for a second there I thought that said DeShell Stevens. I'm like, oh my god, it's like that e-thought, holy shit.
Oh no.
But yeah. So a Zelda and poetry fan. My grandson introduced me to a Nintendo game that I play on my TV most of the day. Legend of Zelda has tased my brain, ovulating many demons throughout the play. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you want to read those, you can go ahead and pause and check it out. Wonderful poem, William. We all got quite a kick out of it. Let us know how you do in the second quest of Zelda. Yeah, fuck that quest. Anyway. So here's Willow. So basically, Willow is, Willow's a great movie, obviously, and I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm probably definitely going to get down on that. So they got some pretty good artwork on the side. So they're showing, Will Ufgard, and then they're also showing Mad Morgan, Sorsha, Willow's family, the High Aldwin, and then the Brownies and stuff. Now I'm laughing at Willow's family. It's kind of really crudely drawn there and stuff, but this is some pretty cool artwork. So it's kind of a top-down RP that when you get into like a fight and stuff, it kind of goes into like a kind of like, if I recall, like a first-person mode and whatnot. And it kind of does the same thing when you go into buildings. But yeah, they show some pretty cool maps here, like really good, well-drawn artwork. I haven't played much of Willow, but like Mike Matai, who does speedruns with Angry Video Game Nerd, this is one of his favorite games, if I recall. So you have a list of items on the side, which I think is pretty cool. Like, I love the flame sword there. That's pretty cool. The way they did the flame sword in the Dragon Quest game, the artwork they did for it, it's basically a blade with like kind of like, you know, like pointed flame and whatnot. I thought that was so cool the way they did that. So we got that there. Then we have, you know, some more maps with that, so that's pretty cool there. More maps, more items. Devil Eyes sword, that looks really well drawn there. And the necklace, of course, that was cool. Then you kind of see just basically a few more maps and whatnot. So, you know, you got to get, Shalindria's wand over to, God, what's her name? I'm trying to remember her name here. Finn Rizal. Yeah, Finn Rizal. There it is. Okay. Wow, I just said that off the top of my head. Holy shit. And then I look over, it's like, there it is. Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I mean, I still can, like, play it scene for scene in my head, but some of the names I'm just like, you know, weren't. It had a really fun arcade game when there was when I used to live in Virginia. There was a 7-Eleven that had the arcade game of this, and my mom would get me like a Slurpee every week when I was like 5. It was really fun. I was like addicted to Slurpees. I loved like Cherry Coke Slurpees. I'd mix Cherry Coke and Coca-Cola. When I went to the University of... sorry, I got a lot of drainage. When I went to the University of Arizona, I remember my sophomore year, I was living at Hopi Lodge, and there was a Circle K that was like right across the street from the stadium, because the Hopi Lodge was right near the stadium, and it was just so cool to be able to go there, and they had like those ices. So like my buddy and I, we were living our days there. We'd go down there, pick up a Slurpee like every Saturday night, and just bullshit for a bit. So that was pretty fun.
I like the blue icy.
Yeah, the blue icy is good. Yeah, it's not real blueberry, you know. It's like blue watermelon, Jolly Ranchers, and Bubblicious, and some Skittles. I recently watched Bad Boys, so like that's fresh in my head. No, you freeze, bitch. I love that part. So here's Tetris. The Game Boy blockbuster makes its NES debut, and I'll tell you this: the NES version didn't really take off as well as the Game Boy version did. But the Game Boy version is just like, it's the powers in your hand and you're just going, you know, crazy with it and everything. Now, it's cool to see like all the pieces in color and things like blue and green and whatnot, but honestly, you know, nothing beats the classic music too of the Game Boy version, because in the Tetris version it was like like that. And then of course you go to the Game Boy version, which is is the one that everybody loves. Yeah, exactly. So if you want to pause at any point or stuff and read that, now you got a pretty nifty ending, like a Russian ending in the Nintendo version, and then like in the Game Boy version, I think they had like a Mario and Luigi thing, but I think they also did have a Russian dance in the Game Boy version too. You have to score like 1,000,000 points in the Game Boy version. But if you want to pause and read up on this, you know, it's Tetris, so.
It's fun.
Howard's tips for advanced players: always wearing that bow tie, always having that weird comb-backed hair. Oh man, yeah. But anyway, Howard, it's time for the new Howard and Nestor comic.
Oh no.
So basically, we're seeing this guy waving his hand. It's Howard, because I can see the bow tie on his spacesuit. T-minus 30 seconds and counting, so he's going to be launching off in a rocket. So like, I guess he goes to the moon. Hey, careful, it's one small step. And then I gotta zoom in here because that writing is just... Hold on just a second. Yeah, for some reason this... sorry for the white screen here, but for some reason this thing is just really... how should I put this? It takes a while to load on this issue. Nobody's going to leave me out of the action, not for all the green cheese on the moon. Watch this giant leap. So where's all the cheese? Help, I'm being abducted! That sounds like Nestor, come on! Take me to your leader, you quack! So these ducks are basically kidnapping Nestor. Hello, fellow captive, what are you in for? Throws him in there. And there's another duck, and he's like, "Did you say quack to them? They hate that, you know. What else did you say? What else do you say to a duck?" So the walls kind of look like Tetris pieces, so that's amusing. The door is guarded. That only leaves going through a solid wall. This looks like a job for Robo-Duck. They must have a key somewhere. Stay here, I have an idea. First, I need the key from the 3rd floor, then I can go through the door to get the remote control. With the remote control, I can call the Robo-Duck. Aha, here it is. So they're kind of mimicking DuckTales, basically. The Robo-Duck is Gizmo, basically. So what do I do? Change the channel, stand back, and then the Gizmo Duck wannabe punches the wall. So you're here too. I thought I was the only Earthling on the moon. Well, I guess we'll see you on Earth, Nestor. I doubt we had enough fuel to blast off with 3 passengers anyway. Hey, wait! It was just a joke. God, Howard's such a dick in these comics. All right, so yeah, that was pretty fun there. But yeah, that was great because I'm like, what's this game like trying to mimic? Then when they did the whole remote control with Robo-Duck, I'm like, okay, it's DuckTales with Gizmo. So here's off-road. I'm not really into this stuff. But RC cars and stuff were like super popular when I was growing up during this time. So back then, this was like kind of like I don't know what these cars are, but. And I'm still not like I'm into like 4-wheel driving, but yeah. So you can like read through this if you want to. I'm not going to do that. Though that little creature, that little like cute little car looking thing with the anime upside down eyes is really cute there. So he's got like tires for hands and feet. Alright, Ironsword. So basically, this is really cool. So in the original Wizard and Warriors, you would basically be going around trying to find secret doors. You'd be getting like special items like, sword, dagger toss upgrades, axe toss upgrades, levitation potion, boots to help you walk across lava, stuff like that. So it was a really cool platforming game that had like some RPG, kind of like Metroidvania elements in it, which was really cool. In Ironsword Wizards and Warriors 2, it's technically the same thing. You basically are going through 4 kingdoms that have like earth, fire, water, and wind. And then you eventually get to Icefire Mountain where, the wizard Morlock is. So Kuros is trying to piece together Ironsword again, and you can get like spells and weapons and all sorts of stuff, and like types of different things like different helmets, shields, boots, stuff like that. So it kind of built more upon the whole RPG Metroidvania aspect. So that was cool. So there's 4 kings that are basically in like animal kings that are in each area. So in the Wind Kingdom, with the eagle, you have to find a golden egg, and then in the Water Kingdom with the frog, you have to find a golden fly, and then in the Fire Kingdom with the dragon, you have to find the golden crown. No surprise there. And then in the Earth Kingdom with the Bear King, you have to find a golden tankard of they want to say root beer, but it's ale. They just can't say ale in the Nintendo because it's kids, but it's ale. So that's some pretty bitchin' artwork of Kuros right there. That is sick. I like that. Good job.
This is where they got the idea for the Avatar show because of all the different stuff.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Yeah, all right, fellas, let's get him. But yeah. When Nostalgia Critic wasn't a perv. But anyway, basically you can take a look at these maps here. So you got like the wind tunnels and stuff. I mean, it's the same annoying platforming as the first one. And then you basically battle like all the elementals and stuff. And these are basically different versions of the evil wizards. So Malkil was his name, by the way, not Morlock. I'm thinking something else. Morlock, where was that name? Oh man, I want to say it was from the Immortal, which is actually in that Mega Man 3 issue, so that's going to be fun there. But yeah, it was Malkil. So top 10 gaming endings exposed. So there you go. You got Contra, you got Castlevania, where they have that cast that basically are spoofs of like the famous horror actors like Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr. You got the Super Mario ending and stuff where it's just like, okay, I'm just going to post the stuff on the screen and push B to go through it, where Goombas are replaced with Koopa Troopas and Koopa Troopers are replaced with Buzzy Beetles that are fireproof. Yeah. There's Goonies 2, Ikari Warriors, so you don't have to go through that hell. There's Metroid, which reveals that Samus' identity is fully revealed. Samus is a woman! Oh my god! Rad Racer, which was a cool little game there. Kid Icarus, that's awesome. Petaluna's gotten really, Palutena's gotten really naughty on, especially with like her redone form. She's gotten a lot of naughty hentai. Then he got Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Way to go, little Mac. So good of you there. I love Mike Tyson.
Yeah, great.
Original Wizards and Warriors ending. I actually beat that game. I remember we rented that from Blockbuster, and my brother and I would take turns playing it, and we would beat it within 3 hours at a time, because we would just start memorizing where things were. So there's RoboCop. So they've got some pretty cool artwork of him, and then some cool shots of him from the movie. But you don't need to bother with this piece of shit game.
No.
The second one even really isn't that good either.
Is it worse than the E.T. game?
Then what?
The E.T.
Oh, we don't talk about E.T., which they did find buried at Alamogordo, which is pretty much just a desert with mountains. So here's NES. Here's NES Play Action Football. So it's at an isometric view, kind of like SimCity 2000 is, and it's fun, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I do like the John Elway artwork in the bottom right of the left page there. That's pretty cool. And then you got the Los Angeles Rams, which went to St. Louis for a bit and then back to Los Angeles. Nobody really seemed to notice.
Nope.
But anyway, sorry, I had to make fun of my buddy James. He's a diehard Rams fan, so. So you got Los Angeles, the Raiders. You got Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, San Francisco 49ers. Now, they have different logos because this game didn't get the rights, basically. Got the Chicago Bears, the Washington Redskins. It's not the Washington football team. It's the Washington Redskins. You got the New York Giants. At least I think it's the Giants. And then the Houston Oilers, which became the Tennessee Oilers, then became the Tennessee Titans. So... About the Washington Redskins, I'm going to tell you an amusing story. There's an Indian reservation in New Mexico whose mascot is the Redskins, and they don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit. It's so funny. It's just, it's just white people, especially liberals, that see themselves, and white women especially, that just see themselves, white women liberals, there we go, that just see themselves as saviors. But anyway, I could go off on that, but yeah, just watch my political rants and stuff, but it's true. I mean, you can say, well, it's not true. No, it's true. Look at the percentage of the people virtue signaling on social media, I don't go on there for kicks. I do go on there for kicks, but I don't go on there just to waste my time. Anyway, here is... the power glove that Lucas would basically Vaseline up and, finger his minions with in The Wizard. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
And then there's the U-Force, which is basically kind of looks like a battleship controller. But what the U-Force was, it was meant to be this kind of like flight stick that was supposed to be put on the swivel that you could use for Top Gun and stuff like that, and also was supposed to take motion also of things that you would do in front of it, much like the Power Glove motion. Like I said, Nintendo has been very innovative with a lot of stuff. Now with the Switch and Wii controllers and stuff, you could do that. So I remember I played Medal of Honor Vanguard with the Wii controllers, and you could basically use it as a gun, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So then of course the PlayStation had to get down on that with SOCOM, so they actually made their own little gun controller for it to get down on it and stuff. And they had some nerdy guy that would just they would have a player be how can I get down this? So here's what you're looking for, and this nerdy guy would talk about it. It would be wearing this little short sleeve shirt and tie and stuff like that. God, it's been a while since I've seen those commercials, but I remember that. But yeah, I never owned, PlayStation 2 was my limit. I never went beyond that. PlayStation 3 is my limit. I actually have a 3 now. But I never went beyond that. It just honestly, it's not to say that PlayStation's bad. It's just that it's not my cup of tea. I'm a PC gamer all the way, and I love the Nintendo Switch because I'm a classic gamer. So, but yeah, you can see at the U-Force that you can use it for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You could even use that for, you could even use it for, whatchamacallit, the Power Glove for that. Same thing with Rad Racer. Like Lucas displays that in the Wizard movie, like he shows him driving with it, and then of course you see, you see the little kid. God, I'm like losing my mind with the names there. I know Fred Savage's character was Corey. I just forgot the name of the other kid in that, but. You would see like them driving and stuff. So I remember Corey and Haley, but I can't even remember the name of the little kid. I'm such a disgrace to Nintendo nostalgia. Yeah. So then we get to the new games here. We see a guy with a flame paint job on the front of a snowmobile. So I guess it's like hot new titles coming, plowing their way through. So you got Wheel Fortune Jr. there. You got Jeopardy Jr. I wonder if the Wheel Fortune Jr. Computer is a cheater, just like the original Wheel Fortune one that could just guess everything right. So you got Jeopardy Jr. there, so they'll probably ask you like easy questions. I never played that. There's the Three Stooges. So basically you do a board game and you'd move a hand across. You didn't want to get your hand on like a mouse trap because then basically you would lose a turn or a life or something like that. I vaguely played that game.
Funny.
Yeah. Stealth Eagle is basically trying to cap on that Top Gun type of play and everything like that. So, you can pause and read up on that. There's Godzilla, which, it was a great idea for its time considering that Nintendo was limited, but it's not really that good of a game.
Yeah, most of the Godzilla games were bad.
The Godzilla fighting game they made on the PS2 was sick. They had Jet Jaguar in it. That was awesome. So here's a map for Willow on the back of the Ironsword poster. So you have basically the overworld map there, which is really cool. So you get to travel around a lot of cool things and a lot of other places that weren't in the movie. So very creative. There's that badass Ironsword poster with a pteranodon in the background for some reason.
Ooh, a dinosaur.
Ironsword is basically a watered down version of Conan the Barbarian. That's what I like to call it. All right, the Game Boy. Finally, at long last, we're getting into a new system. So there's Super Mario. There's Super Mario Land there, and the first level, which is pretty much mimicking ancient Egypt there. So Sahasrara Land is basically and I hope I said that right, is basically the land that's in that. And instead of Peach, you're going after, or as they called her Toadstool back then, you're going after Daisy, basically. So you're covering like 4 worlds, I'm sorry, that have 3 levels each. So that's what I was trying to say there. So the first world is basically kind of like a mock of ancient Egypt. The second world is basically kind of like a how should I put this? It's like this kind of like watery area that kind of looks like a submariner area, and then you have a mission at the end where you get to fly or drive in a little mini sub, which is pretty cool. So I guess it's kind of an Atlantis spoof, I want to say. The third mission is kind of like more of a kind of like Easter Island Moai sort of thing there. And then the fourth one is basically kind of a Chinese setting, especially the music. It's like like that. And then of course when you're in the pyramid parts of World 1, it's like and then like in when you battle Tatanga, who's the villain in Super Mario Land, not Bowser, you fly in an airplane and just basically take them down. So it's pretty cool there. Now, when you would get to the end of each, after you beat the boss at the end of each mission, you'd be like, thank you, Mario. Oh, Daisy. And then all of a sudden, Daisy, for the 3 of the 4 times, would turn into a creature that you fought in that world. Now, one thing I remember about this Super Mario Land commercial, if you've seen the original Mummy with Boris Karloff, there's a scene in that movie where he's finding the scrolls where he's trying to bring back Oxanamun, Oxanamun from death. And there's a part where Mario comes out and then stomps on Boris Karloff's character when he was still Emotep. So I found that just so hilarious how you would just see Mario stomping on him like 2 or 3 times. It was just such a funny commercial. So if they have it, they probably have it on YouTube. But I always got a kick out of that because being a kid, especially in today's age, you don't really know. A lot of kids today don't know much about black and whites unless their parents were raised on them. But my parents raised me on them, so it's great when you're like 6 or 7 years old. It's like, hey, that's Boris Karloff, and then like you got like another bunch of kids look at you like, what the fuck, Yeah. So I always loved that there. Revenge of the Gator is a pinball game that I think they made a game later on called Tailgater, which basically was a side scroll. I had that game for a bit. That was a pretty fun game there. Portable pinball, Castlevania the Adventure. So that was the first. That's Christopher Belmont's outing in that one there, basically. So and it wasn't really that good of a game, minus Battle of the Holy. The first level, which is Christopher Belmont's theme, was a very good theme, so I will give it credit for that. But this was just kind of testing the waters. So the first Castlevania game on the Game Boy isn't really that good. The second one, Belmont's Revenge, is amazing, and it has a great soundtrack. Hopefully, I think they'll review that later, but yeah, that is like one of the best Game Boy games ever made there. Then you got Motocross Maniacs, which is trying to capitalize on Excitebike. You got tennis. You got baseball. You got Alleyway, which is kind of like a little bowling game where you're like taking apart like famous Mario character or Nintendo characters and stuff like that. So coming up, oops, my jaw snapped there or cracked there. Whoops. So coming up. Later on for Game Boy, you got Bugs Bunny, Phalanx, Golden Gridiron Gladiator, Shanghai, Hyperload Runner, Take a Big Load.
No.
Boxel, what's up?
Is that the really bad Bugs Bunny game? It does the reviews for?
Oh, Crazy Castle. No, the first one.
Okay.
The first one came out on the Nintendo, but yeah, Crazy Castle 2 was on the Game Boy. I want to say. So Saga. Now here, this is amusing. This is very amusing here. So, the first role-playing game for Game Boy from Square. It's sure to please fans of games like Dragon Warrior, discover lost treasure, build experience, and find weapons to go after evil forces. So you go through like a Tower of Paradise in that consistently, and you're basically just climbing the floors and stuff. Here's the irony. They renamed that game to Final Fantasy Legend for America. So, Saga, that's the original name of it, Saga, and I'm shocked the Nintendo Power has that. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So, I'll tell you this, they redid the second and third games on the DS. I don't think they did the first one. Yeah, I had the second one I was playing that, remember? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, they didn't, I don't think they officially brought them over, but I played a translated emulator or ROM copy of it. It's redone really well. The second Saga game's my absolute favorite. The world you get to visit and stuff. The music's redone, which is just phenomenal, and it really, really stays true to the original Game Boy game. So if you want to check it out, the Saga series, Saga 1's okay. Saga 2 is the best. Saga 3 isn't too bad. You do time traveling in that. It's kind of similar to, it's a little similar to Chrono Trigger eventually, but you do get to fly a time machine around in it. So yeah, check it out. Quirk is basically a tomato. He showed up on Johnny Arcade's Power Team, where he had like Max Force, Kyros, and then Quirk, and then like Bigfoot and stuff like that. That was like their vehicle for getting around. So they were kind of cashing in on that, like, the Nintendo Power Team group, like they would, like the N Team and stuff like that. So yeah, which we're still going to definitely be reviewing some, Captain N episodes. We're practically going to do them all. We're going to do it all. So now we're going to ring in with some previews here. So now we finally get to Shadowgate, which has awesome artwork here. So, a chilling mystery in an ancient castle. PC possibilities come to the NES. So it's just so cool. There was a time when you had to use an IBM Apple or Amiga to experience the most sophisticated computer adventures. Now these new generation thrillers are coming to your NES. So yeah, it was, adventure games were huge huge up until the end of the 20th century. So like Gabriel Knight 3 was like the last good adventure game that kind, which we played through, obviously, that kind of hit the end of it, and then it kind of fizzled out. There's some indie people that are kind of staying true to it. Like they've made like some Game Boy style ones. Like if you look up there's like just a lot of people are doing like 3D indie ones. Like there's one horror game that they're doing that's based on a sinking Titanic and some really creepy creatures like chasing after you. It really looks good. So but these point and click adventures back then were amazing games. Just great ways. It'd be like reading a book, and then you'd have to make logical choices. So basically, you have to save your progress while you're going along, and then you're trying to find tools and treasure to get past like creatures in this. They had some pretty gruesome deaths in this too. Like these games would have very gruesome deaths. So these are not faint of heart games. The least of them, Deja Vu, wasn't too bad unless you're disturbed by gun violence and stuff. But Shadowgate, and then the third one that they Uninvited. Uninvited is, if you're a big horror fan, you'll love Uninvited. But these games are just Shadowgate's definitely one of my favorites too. I think they made one called Shadowgate Return, like a fan game did that, and it was like done with like modern PC graphics and kind of like artwork. It's not like 3D, but it has some pretty like up-to-date graphics and stuff rather than 8-bit. So it's pretty cool. So you kind of have to think you have to kind of have trying to think how I should put this here. Trying to think here. Sorry for pausing here. There's a particular type of thinking that you have to have for this game, and the terminology that I'm thinking of is just, it's eluding me right now. I'm just gonna kind of keep talking through this real quick here. So come on, it's just some kind of thinking. It begins with an L. Lateral thinking. Okay, it just hit me. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just didn't want to continue. Yeah. So if you don't know what lateral thinking is basically where you solve problems where you kind of use like these really like awkward kind of like creative approaches to things, and it basically isn't something that's like obvious right away. So it's kind of like, for example, I'll use this as an example, Nightshade. So Nightshade is another one of those adventure games that has similar point and clicks, but you actually get to you actually control Nightshade, but you have things on the screen. So I kind of, in that game, I kind of look around, and like my mom was all like, oh, look at that moose there, and I'm like, okay, and I operated the moose, and it's like, oh, cool, one of the antlers wiggle, let's try the other one. Oh, wow, it did, and then it opened up the pathway to one of the four bosses that you have to take out, and I was laughing so hard because I'm like, wow, Mom, look at you, and it's just great when your parents get you out of a bind. My grandma even got me out of a bind in Thief Gold. I remember I was trying to find a switch. Like there's the secret where when you're trying to get the talisman. Like now there's 2 talismans in the original Thief the Dark Project, but in the gold version, they spread out all 4 talismans into like 4 separate missions, rather than you going to just the Lost City and then the Hammerite Temple. So in the Hammerite Temple, when I was trying to get the Talisman of Water, I was having a hard time finding the switch that was supposed to basically shut down, was supposed to shut off a security system, and I had a hard time because it said it was like at a tree archway, and Grandma goes, maybe there's a tree that's next to an archway, and lo and behold, there was. So it was just so awesome when your parents just play, kind of give you that sort of stuff. So with this kind of lateral thinking, a lot of times you kind of sit there and you have to kind of think of things that maybe you haven't tried before. Like in this game, like they have like Charon and stuff, so it's like, oh yeah, give them a gold coin to take you across the river and all that stuff. So that's frankly obvious there. Then you kind of remember like a troll, you're crossing the bridge and a troll appears, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute. If I give him something, he's going to trick me because trolls play tricks. So then you have to find out a way to take him down. Then, like, if you see kind of like a giant at one point, you remember David and Goliath. It's like, okay, I'm going to put a rock on the sling. I'm going to chuck the rock at him. And then all of a sudden it hits him, and you're just like, oh, okay. But wait a minute, he might just be knocked out. If I move past him, I got to be careful. So you have to thrust the sword into his body. So it's just kind of creative ways to where you want to take, you want to take certain steps ahead. Certain things, like there's like caskets you can open in here, and one of them pours out slime, and it's like, oh, you pretty much fucked yourself there, because if you touch the slime, it dissolves you, obviously. So it's not the hentai slime that just dissolves the clothes, unfortunately. But anyway, so basically, you just got to have lateral thinking in this. So this game, just has, and you can see like all the things there. The Sphinx, of course, will ask you a riddle. And what's really cool about it is you find items in this game that you can show the Sphinx to basically get the thing. Like it'll say, like, for example, one of my favorite riddles is I have mountains but no rocks. I have rivers but no water. I have forests but no trees. What am I? It's like, oh, that's a map. So I was just like, that's a really clever thing. And there's a map eventually in a room in the game, and you show it to the Sphinx, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. The Sphinx is probably the most the Sphinx doesn't hurt you, ironically enough. If you try to attack it, it will actually warp you into a previous room, so it doesn't kill you like the other creatures in this. If you screw around and you don't kill the creature the right way that you're supposed to, then basically, you're gonna get screwed around with it. So you have to use creative thinking, and usually having like the right mindset basically is where you want to. That's just basically what you want to do with it there. So this has been the artwork's just amazing. So that's just kind of a look at it. We'll do a playthrough of Shadowgate, and I'm gonna fuck around big time. Like, I'm gonna die in every way possible that I know of in it, so we can have a huge laugh. So it'll be like a thorough through, as they say. Then you got Silent Service, the submarine simulation. I mean, I tell you, it's very impressive. This kind of reminds me of that tank simulation game that they used to make back then. Like, my grandpa on his Pentium 75 would let me play this tank simulator, which was just really fun, and you could basically target them and shoot at them. So Silent Service is a lot like this. So it's cool that they introduced these games, and you're basically set in like a submarine during the Pacific Theater in World War II. So it's just really, really cool that you get to control one of like 11 real submarines from that time period. It's just amazing. And I was kind of shocked that they did the Pacific, because basically the Atlantic was kind of like more where the action was coming from with the U-boats and stuff, and the Kriegsmarine Wolfpack and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, it's just so cool how this is just great artwork here of the subs of the 726 and everything. So they'll give you like damage reports. You can study maps, and I mean that's just so creative. This is starting to begin innovative games. Later on, Sid Meier, who's one of the greatest like simulator game designers, he made Civilization and also a lot of other games. There's a Pirates game that he made that is actually on the Nintendo, or ported to the Nintendo, that was actually pretty clever. So, hopefully we'll see a review on that too. Boy and His Blob, a very popular game of, feeding jelly beans to a blob so it can like get you around the map and stuff. On it, but it was just pretty cool, a pretty cool idea for its time. So if you want to pause, you can read that.
It sounds funny.
720 Degrees, I'm not really interested in that, but you can pause it and read it if you want to. The Guardian Legend, this is a game that I never played, but you apparently just kind of go through these labyrinths, these like alien labyrinths and whatnot. Oh, whoops. Let me zoom back in. There we go. So you kind of go through these labyrinths and stuff like that, basically. It kind of reminds me of Blaster Master almost, but it's not as good. So, I mean, if you want to pause that and stuff, you can do that. Okay, so now we finally make it to the Counselor's Corner. Mega Man 2, how do I pass the fourth leg of the Wily stage? So yeah, it's really so they call it leg because before the mission they'll show like the connector like where you're going through and stuff. Oh. But yeah, that was a really tricky one because there would be like little platforms that would be like little invisible platforms that you could fall through and just land on spikes and stuff. And then they had like these rotating paths where you would ride these platforms around. And you'd have to jump off at points. You have to conserve the crash bomb through this here, but there were obviously, if you go through watch speedruns, there's creative ways that you can get past that. because that boss with the boss of the fourth Wily stage was these annoying little domes that would like in sync shoot out or like these little pellets at you, and there was these walls that you'd have to blow up with crash bombs, and then the only thing that could harm them was crash bombs. So if you ran out, you'd have to and there was still like an enemy left, you'd have to let it kill you and then refill your crash bomb energy. It's so annoying.
No.
Where is the black onyx in Faxanadu? So that'll about that there. You need the black onyx basically to help you get through to the to Conflate and whatnot when you get to the upper branches of the tree. Where is the Dragon Slayer and the Demon's Ring? So yeah, Dragon Slayer, you got to go into the you have to basically go into the like one of the big tower fortresses there, and then take on this huge dragon, and then you get the Dragon Slayer, which is really cool there, and then you got to get the Demon's Ring from the Guru that's in there, and he'll shoot. That'll take you right into the final fortress to take on the evil dwarf. Gameplay counselor profiles. Boy, look at that long hair there from Paul Lange. So he became a game counselor in January of '89, so he's about to hit a year there. That's cool. Hobbies is music, flying, computers, and weightlifting. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're a weightlifter.
Yeah, right.
Highest game score, the Guardian Legend, 5,462,480 points. Damn. Favorite NES game, Nobunga's Ambition. So yeah, you can tell he's into computers with that. Ben Smith, typical late 80s, early 90s mustache guy, became a game counselor in '88. Hobbies include video games, bowling, softball, and camping. That's cool. Highest game score, completed Super Pitfall without continuing. That's cool. Favorite NES game, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Not bad. Chris Nolan, that is a classic late 80s dude there. Became a game counselor in August of '88. Hobbies include baseball, basketball, skiing. Highest game score, first gameplay counselor to complete Baseball Stars. Favorite NES game, The Guardian Legend. Ugh. And then finally, Kyle Hudson, counselor in October of '88. Kyle Hudson has one of those kind of like flat top curved in haircuts that remind me, like if you play Tecmo Super Bowl for the Nintendo, some of the player profile pictures that they draw in when you look at their stats, he looks like one of those characters, and this is only in the NES game. They did away with it in the Super Nintendo version, but it's so funny. You look at him and it's like he looks just like one of those player drawings for those short flat top haircut guys, so that's pretty funny there. So let's see. His hobbies are water skiing, snow skiing, hiking, and camping. God, this is when nerds got out. Highest game score, Solomon's Key, 15,317,730. Damn. Favorite NES game, Solomon's Key.
Of course.
Strider, how do I defeat Flashblade? Watch the speed run. How do I get through Africa? And then how do I defeat the most difficult enemies? Role-playing games. So most role-playing games depend very little on dexterity and quick reflexes. What's important is that you take some time and prepare for your mission before you take off to encounter the unknown. Establish a base where you can replenish your energy. Great advice. And then go out on small missions. Then defeat weak enemies near the base to gain experience and gold. After some hard work and a little time, you'll have enough money to buy strong weapons and armor and enough experience to take on enemies a little more challenging. Go out a little further every time and defeat stronger creatures for even more rewards. Continue to build experience and soon you'll be unstoppable. Yeah, no, it's great. And they're showing a wolf lord there from Dragon Quest, the first one. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, so take a little quick shot here. If you have a cell phone, get Dragon. Well, you should obviously. Duh. God, it got Gray Fox. It's the first century. Get Dragon Quest Tact. It is such a fun mobile game. It's a little slow even on faster cell phones. I have a Samsung Galaxy S8, for example, and it runs just fine on that. Get Dragon Quest Tact. You can basically build up and get monsters and stuff like that, and have them recruit them into your party, and it is so much fun. So yeah, definitely get that game. Monsters. Yeah, drawn by Kira Toriyama. So yeah, for the same guy as Dragon Ball Z. Well, Nerd Aim lost 101 to 59. That was embarrassing.
That's great.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I knew they weren't going to do much. It was cool last night when they beat Wake Forest in the last second three. That was cool. Super Dodgeball, how do I make the power shots? So you can read up on that there. That was a fun game. And then Ninja Turtles, how do I throw the line?
I don't know.
Don't jump over the pipe. And then the system will automatically bring you over, and then the turtle's going to swing the rope over and attach it. Man, what a stupid question. I bet you those people have been jumping over the pipes, though. All right, classified info, Solomon's Key, unexpected visit. Yeah, you can read up on that. DuckTales Pogo Power. So yeah, it shows you some cool things that you can do, some tricks you can go across to get to different areas without having to do certain things. So usually you have to pay $300,000 to produce a elevator to get to that vine. You can bring an ape over and bounce off of them. Also, in the African mines, there's an area where you can actually cross a lot of pits to get to a hidden treasure after you pass Mrs. Beakley, who gives you some soft serve. So yeah, menacing minions from Mega Man 2. So of course you got to
minions.
Yeah, you got to retake on all of the same body in that order that it goes in there. Here's a tip for you. Let's see if they read it off here. So you may need a break after the first two. Sled Flashman have a barrage of metal blades. Yep, 4 hits on him. They'll get energy after defeating each enemy. Yep, good strategy to beat the easier ones like Flashman to take up tougher opponents. Woodman should be the next challenge. Throw out a crash bomb to penetrate the leaf shield. Just charge up the atomic fire and let them have it. In hard mode, which they did, which is the original Japanese version, it takes 2 hits. But if you're playing the easy mode, it just takes 1 hit with a fully charged atomic fire, and he goes down. Crashman takes the air shooter, and then like Metal Man, there we go.
Metal Man,
perfect.
I love his song.
So this is what I was actually going to say, and I'm glad they brought this up. You could use the Metal Blade against Metal Man, and 1 hit with his own weapon takes him out instantly. I was hoping they were going to say that because I was going to get
funny
to that.
And sad.
Because yeah, that's just funny and sad and awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
So then you got Strider there bouncing off the walls, so it shows you how to do that. Robo Warrior, a full load.
That's terrible.
Fact Xanadu, extra allowance. Yeah, so this is something not many people know. You can keep getting gold from the king, or like you can get like gold from the king like one more time. So I would purchase some keys and some potions, or like even the Dolge spell, and then you can go back and get more gold from and stuff. How later on there's like a place where you can actually end up getting like the magic shield and death magic like early, and it's worth it to like you go around and beat up people for that, just to get it out of the way, because it really helps you out with a lot of creatures that like shoot at you. So it's cool. Ninja Gaiden cast of thousands. Ryu has made it to Act 5. The Malice 4 have been laid to rest, and now he must face their leader, the Awesome Bloody Mouth. Ryu can improve his chances of success with the help of a large supporting cast, and an easy move in Area 5-3 will ensure assistance from the form of extra characters. As Ryu climbs the tower that leads to Mouth, he'll find a 1-up on the 3rd floor. Ryu can multiply the impact of this helpful item by collecting it a number of times. He must simply grab the 1-up, go down the ladder to the 2nd floor, then return. The 1-up will be back in the same place, ready to be collected again and again.
Wow.
Several repetitions of this move will provide the insurance that Ryu needs for the challenges ahead. Yeah. Because it's a crazy-ass game on Act 6 when you get into the temple. So, yeah. Cobra Triangle built for speed. So, wanted special agents. So basically they're wanting you to share your own tips and tricks. Alright, let's see how we're doing on time. Oh, wow, we're going to be crunching it close here. So we got the top 30, basically. So number 1 is Mega Man 2, which is great, but, boy, it's great to see him jump Super Mario for once.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Super Mario 2. Number 3 is Zelda 2. Number 4 is Ninja Gaiden. That's cool. It's fine in the top 5. Number 5 is Ninja Turtles. Meh. Number 6 is Fact Xanadu. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know it cracked the top 10. Number 7 is Dragon Warrior. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Number 8 is Legend of Zelda. Number 9 is Strider. Meh. But that's still a fun game. 10 is Bionic Commando. That's a fun one. 11 is Blaster Master. 12 is Tecmo Bowl. Cool. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out's 13. The first Mega Man is 14. Adventure Island's 15. Bases Loaded 16. 17 is Double Dragon. 18 is Baseball Stars. 19 is Batman. I think that should be a little higher.
Yeah.
21's Metroid, 22 is Ultima, 23 is The Guardian Legend, 24 is Legacy of the Wizard, 25 is Double Dragon 2, hell yeah. 26 is Nobunga's Ambition, 27 is The Adventures of Bayou Billy, 28 is RoboCop, meh.
No.
29 Super Dodgeball, that should jump high, and then 30 is Bad Dudes, which is trying hard to basically capture Double Dragon's effects there. Zelda 2, I love this. Long live Princess Zelda! Okay, hell yeah. So players pick Zelda 2 still at top. Pros picks Mega Man 2's reach the top. Dealers pick Super Mario 2's reach the top. They're dick suckers for Mario, so it's no surprise there. So is it better to play in a comment? No, it's Mega Man 2. So there's some video shorts. So there's golf, soccer, There's Thundercade. There's POW. That's an awesome game, by the way. There's a Black Bass fishing game. Oh boy. There's Twin Eagles. There's Back to the Future, which just fucking sucks. Young Marty has gone to to his own pass and must complete a 4-stage task to set time properly back to back. Here, he'll be able to negotiate the menacing streets of Hill Valley and avoid many of the hazards to get to unique stage endings. Yeah.
I bet they don't even say butthead in the game.
Well, it's let's just say that LGN made a lot of money.
Oh dear.
NES Achievers. So you got the Adventures of Lolo, Airwolf, Armagon, Bubble Bobble, Bump and Jump, California Games Commando, Defender of the Crown, Double Dragon, Dragon Power, which is basically the first Dragon Ball series, Excite Bike, Fist of the North Star, Ghosts and Goblins, hard ass game, Golf, The Guardian Legend, Guerrilla War, Jackal, Jaws the Revenge, Kung Fu Heroes, The Legend of Cage, Legendary Wings, Legacy of the Wizard, Marble Madness, Mega Man 2, Mighty Bomb Jack, Millipede, Operation Wolf, Pinball, Predator, Rampage, Predator sucks so much, RC Pro-Am, Renegade, Saycross, Skate or Die, Spelunker, Spy Hunter, great game, Swoon, I think that's what it says, Star Soldier, Stinger, Super Pitfall, Wild Gunman, it is Wild Gunman, Wrecking Crew, and Xanac. So here's how to capture achievement. Place the camera on something steady, turn out the lights, make sure you don't use a flash, adjust the height, the camera should be about a yard from the TV, and then there you go. So they finally decided to show you properly how to do it. And I love that tree next to it. Yeah, no kidding. Any homies from Arizona, I wonder? Let me check through here real quick. Or somebody from Anchorage, Alaska. Hey, San Antonio, Texas. Cool. Yeah, I used to live there. Let's see, Fairfax, Virginia. That's where my brother was born. Come on. Boy, rarely any Arizona love.
Oh.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm just going to keep cruising here. I might have overlooked it at some point, but who knows. Yeah, no Arizona love. That sucks. So there's the NES Journal, Capcom Children's Corner. So they're basically a Power Playing PhD. Sam Mark samples the goods of the opening there, so they got that. World Championships 1990. Now, I remember Nerd was trying really hard to get that Power Run cartridge, and if you had a gold cartridge, that was extremely rare there. Design the new Nintendo Power jersey. Everyone knows and loves the exclusive Nintendo Power jerseys, which are available only through the Players Poll contest. Because we've given so many away, however, we're running a little low on the old design. For all you artistically inclined Power players, and we know there are a lot of you, Nintendo Power offers another special contest to help us design a new Nintendo Power jersey. All you need to do is enter to create a jersey design incorporating the Nintendo Power logo, which appears on the front cover of every issue, and send it to us. Try to make your design as original, fun, and as exciting as possible. To convey the spirit of Nintendo Power, the winner will be selected by Nintendo Power staff and will receive recognition in these very pages. The winning design will also be considered for the next generation of Nintendo Power jerseys, and the designer will receive a free jersey with the new design for his prize. That's pretty cool. All entries become the property of Nintendo America Inc., and none can be returned.
Oh dear. Of course they do.
You assholes.
Yeah, right?
Check out January, February for the World Championship 1990 tour dates. Entries must be received by January 1st, 1990 to be considered. Okay. Movie Corner for The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Jimmy was his name. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, Jimmy Woods! Yeah, Jimmy Woods! Now I remember.
So we gotta do the joke now?
Yeah.
I am the Wiz.
I am the Wiz! Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy Woods! I remember. So, okay, there we go. So this is around the time that Fred Savage was becoming popular because he did The Wonder Years. He was in Little Monsters, so he was getting a lot of child fame there. And, he was a pretty cool cat, what can I say there? So if you want to, we're on a crunch, but, sadly I got to pick up a friend of mine from work shortly there. But, yeah, basically you can read up on this here. But it shows like he was 14 years old. He became an NES fan in December of 1987. He owns 30 games. His best accomplishment is he beat the Mr. X in Kung Fu 3 times in one game and made it to level 4 in the 4th time around. So, that's pretty cool there. So he's planning to conquer Super Mario 3, Track and Field 2, Blades of Steel, and Bad Dudes. So, everybody was all excited. There's the picture of showing Super Mario Brothers 3, and, of course, everybody had an orgasm when they saw that. We have 3 players! 1, 2, 3! So I present you Super Mario Brothers 3! So, we'll watch that movie together. Like, they showed this movie at our local screening room in downtown where they show some classic flicks. So it's really cool that they show this. So we're going to watch that movie sometime and critique it. So, we'll have some fun there. So, you can read up on that.
Of Super Mario 3.
Oh, yeah?
That would be fun.
I was thinking of doing a level-to-level strategy guide. So there's the hot news on Super Mario 3. Love that artwork. Love the screenshots there. Really good, fun stuff. This is the best Mario platform game, hands down, ever made. So looking forward to that. So there's the other games to look forward to there. There's the gossip. What's this? Esmic recently had a contest to give their mascot a name. The winning entry gave it the name Bronte. There's a lot of big plans for him that may be in a Game Boy Maze adventure for him in the future. He's featured in the title of Asmic's upcoming game, Top Players Tennis. Okay. And then we're seeing something on the pack watch there. So pretty cool looking long blonde haired dude with a bird on his shoulder. Still looks pretty cool. I thought that was Simon for a second, but yeah. Rescue the Embassy Mission. I think, Kemco Seika, that's how you pronounce it. They're the same creators of Deja Vu and Shadowrun and whatnot. Well, not creators, but sponsors for it. This game, I think, pretty much was the epiphany that brought out first-person shooters eventually, aside from Doom. Rescue the Embassy Mission, they basically, what you're doing is you're taking control of a special ops team, and they're basically trying to rescue people. I think it was based off of the Iranian siege back in the 82, when the SAS basically stormed it. It was 82 or 83, I can't remember off the top of my head. But you have a scene where you can do, like, sniping in the building, you can sneak people in, avoiding a spotlight, stuff like that. It's a really innovative game for its time. So definitely check that out there. So gossip galore. They're talking about Adventures in the Magic Kingdom and the California Raisins game, Last Starfighter, Urban Convoy, Captain Skyhawk. So not a whole. Captain Skyhawk's okay, but not a whole lot to look forward to. Dig Dug 2. God, renting that game was a mistake. Uh-oh. So they're going to show some stuff for the future, like Ghostbusters 2. It's still not. It's not good. It's
that game.
Jungle Dragon 2. Really excited about that. So there's a lot of good stuff to look forward to for that. Yeah, I can't wait to get to some of the issues with more of the games I'm interested in, especially that Mega Man 3 issue. So there you go. There's the back issues that are available. So coming up in January and February issue of Nintendo Power, Shadowgate. So they're going to do some more for Shadowgate. River City Ransom. Oh yeah, that is such a fun beat 'em. Never played Batman. Streets of Desolation song. Fucking awesome. To our readers, here we are at the end of yet another year with all the new games and accessories that have come out and certainly have gone by quickly. Among the many new products, detailed RPGs like Dragon Warrior and our new system Game Boy have really demonstrated the limitless potential of video games. Yes. Nintendo has been continually expanding in every department to bring you the best in electronic entertainment. Yeah, the Power Pad the U-Force and the Power Glove were innovative, but they weren't really that special, but they were very innovative for a lot of the stuff you see today. The Nintendo Power has grown, and many new subscribers have come on board to share the power. Our new format and pull-out tip books are that was the Dragon Quest one there. Were a couple of examples of how we're continuously improving to the magazine to make it the best that it can be. Keep looking for more great tip books and other surprises in the future. Make sure you go and see The Wizard when it plays in your city or this town this December. The first 2 million people across the country to see it will get a free Pocket Power mini magazine. You can be sure that these will go fast. How are they going to tell? Well, anyway, that about wraps it up for now. No matter how you celebrate the holiday season, we hope you have a good one. It's probably Howard Phillips, so it's probably because they're going to be like, oh, hey, guess what? You're the millionth blah, blah, blah to see this. Here you go. But, that's bizarre.
Yes.
Here's a players poll contest. So, $1,000, what gifts you want up to $1,000 to win, and we'll arrange it. Will it be a vacation, a new video library, and then dreams do come true and stuff. So you get $50 certificates. That's really nice of them to kind of give you for that there. So that's pretty nice. I see a Phoenix, Arizona second place winner there. That's cool. So, you can pause that and check that over. Sorry to blitz through this fast, but, we're on the time crunch. Okay, there we go. So next time we'll have the Batman issue, and that I know it's going to have Jack Nicholson as the Joker on the front cover, so looking forward to that.
Play that song for the game.
Yeah, Streets of Desolation. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So definitely looking forward to the next issue, issue 10. So, hey, we're going to be hitting the 10 issue spectacular there. Yeah. So that'll be really fun. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. We're going to be doing some more Mortal Kombat recordings for the future. So definitely looking forward to that. Oh, hey, you think I forgot? I wouldn't forget. I love how that Nintendo seal looks like it's a fire flower there. That's so cool. So we'll be doing that. I'm still I'm definitely going to do the Shadowgate playthrough. Definitely going to do, I guess we could do a strategy guide for one level at a time and do separate recordings for that. So each video is unique and stuff. And you probably will get to see me die a few times because it's been a while since I played Mario 3. So, so I'm going to be embarrassing, but we'll go through it all basically there. So yeah, we could definitely do that for sure.
Speaking of Mario, that would be fun if we could get Smash Brothers Melee and I could do some of the fights on the classic mode. That would be fun.
I wouldn't be able to record that.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's GameCube stuff. So I mean, it's a great idea, but yeah. But yeah, we're all set. So, new laptop's running fine through here. I'm going to upload this a little later because it's time to go pick up the buddy from work and get some dinner and everything like that. Work's been pretty easy so far, so no complaints with that there. And, we were planning a vacation, but with a lot right now, we're going to throw that under the bus, unfortunately, and just save up for a Vegas vacation next year. So we got that to look forward to. But otherwise, new car has been running fine, and hanging out with Ardith and hanging out with Ardith and Boku a lot and stuff. We just completed the second run of the Ravenloft RP, so that's actually 2 RPs we've gone through. Next, we're going to be working on the Marvel RP, which I still have to make a game or a character sheet for that. But okay, well anyway, I've got to blitz like the wind and get dressed properly and everything. So hey, I'm glad you could join us. This is Gray Fox 37,
and Pikachu 23,
and we'll see you next video.